Hey, and welcome to Affiliate Dialogues. This is the place where we dive into the minds of entrepreneurs, creators, publishers, and innovative thinkers. Whether you're starting a business, exploring affiliate marketing, or wanting to take to the next level, join me as we explore digital insights and tactics shaping the future together. Hello, I'm thrilled to welcome today's guest on Affiliate Dialogues, a true industry leader in the iGaming world, Glenn Debattista. Glenn is currently the COO of BetStarters and has over 20 years of experience across operators, affiliates, and agencies. He's known for connecting people and companies, driving operations forward, and building products that deliver. Whether it's trading or leadership, Glenn's done it all and always with results in mind. Welcome to the podcast, Glenn. It's great to have you here. How are you?
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you for the invite. I really enjoy doing these podcasts, so I'm looking forward to do this one with you.
Thank you. I'm really happy that you're joining today because I think a lot of people are connecting the iGaming world with Malta, and so I'm really glad that I have a local here today, and you're gonna give us the really close insights about the iGaming world here in Malta. So I'm always gonna start my podcast with 3 quick questions to get to know you a little bit better. And the first question would be sportsbook or casino?
Sportsbook.
Sportsbook.
It's sportsbook for sure, because first of all, I entered this industry because of sports, because I enjoy sports. I used to enjoy betting on sports as well. So it was the first thing that attracted me to the actual industry itself. And 15 out of the 20 years experience I have in this industry was mainly on sports books as well. So that's something that always intrigued me, how odds are delivered from probabilities, how these probabilities are created, and how they are risk managed by the traders. So from my point of view, I've always been more of a sportsbook person.
Okay, nice. And second question is scaling your startup or optimizing a major company?
I've always preferred scaling a startup. Why? Because I believe that when you create something, and help it scale up, sort of is more of a challenge, and
Yeah,
it's more intriguing
yeah,
because out of nowhere you're trying to help a company, from nowhere trying to reach the next stage. Whereas with a mature company, yes, I mean optimizing them still a big challenge as well, obviously, but sort of it's already there, the company. I mean, people already know about it and it's already established.
yeah.
Whereas a startup still needs to establish itself. So there is that kind of challenge that
Yeah.
makes you want to push more.
All right, all right. Makes sense. So it's more, yeah, more the exciting part and not like stepping into
Yeah,
the steps from
exactly,
someone. Yeah.
exactly.
All right. Third question is product innovation or operational excellence?
You know, I would be tempted to say both.
Mm-hmm.
However, if I had to make a choice, I would go for operation excellence. Because even if the product will fail, if it's not delivered, scaled, or supported properly, innovation might get you noticed, but at the end of the day, it's the operational strength that keeps you there.
Yeah.
So if I had to choose between the both of them, I would go for the operational excellence.
All right. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for the little quick questions. And now I'm really interested about your whole journey into iGaming and affiliates because we can say that you've worn many different hats over the years, like from product management to trading, from startups to agencies. Can you give us a little sneak peek? How did your journey into iGaming begin, and what made you like stay in this really, we can say, fast-paced industry?
Yeah. Thing is this, as I said, 20 years. I've been in this industry now for 20 years. iGaming came to Malta like around that period as well, so I was among the first ones who joined this industry.
Hmm.
It was something that quite new at the time for us here.
Yeah.
So it was something new kind of roles and a kind of jobs, better salaries here in Malta as well. So I jumped into it. And honestly, I don't regret any second of it. For the past 20 years, it helped me, grow professionally. It helped me reach of certain levels that maybe, with different companies, other different industries, you might not be able to reach them so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said before, I entered this industry with an operator, right? So I start off with sports books and as a trader, work my way up in the trading department. Then eventually I realized that also companies trading, especially traders, whereas before a lot of the work was done manually, nowadays it's being done either through third-party services or even
Yeah.
with the help of AI. So that kind of role is kind of diminishing. So I jumped into the product itself because I thought I'd bring my knowledge and experience into the product. Um, I went to with affiliates. In fact, I started working on websites, on sportsbook websites, and became eventually head of product. After that, I went as a COO of a digital marketing agency,
Mm-hmm.
where we worked obviously with regards to digital marketing, SEO, copywriting, translations, and all these things. And before 8 months ago, and like around 8 months ago, I joined a platform provider, but starters, and I'm here as in the role of a COO as well.
All right. So it's been different steps, but always like
Yes.
close to the main idea, but just like from different perspectives, we can say. I want to talk a little bit about like, since this is affiliate marketing podcast, also about affiliate challenges and industry trends, like giving you leadership roles. How do you see the current state of affiliate marketing and iGaming? Like, are we heading into a consolidation phase, or you think there's still space for bold new players to break through in this area?
No, the funny thing is that during a recent conference I had, I was discussing this with someone else, and he was telling me like that he believes affiliate marketing is basically slowly dying out.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because, as you said, there are different challenges, increasing challenges at the moment, like compliance being tightened up, and obviously with Google getting slightly smarter with regards to certain tricks we used to use in the past.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's more pressure, to delivering these things, but at the same time, I believe there's also, different new opportunities.
Yeah.
Nowadays, even influencer marketing helps a lot. It's completely different. There's different avenues that you can go. There's maybe exactly new bold like niche focused markets which you can use to utilize for affiliation.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's also important that whoever is still doing the usual, affiliation through SEO, it's all about localization, branding, and understanding the players. At the end of the day, those were three key factors which I believe always helped us with regards to affiliation and will still continue helping us, no matter what the changes and challenges we'll be facing.
Okay. Okay. But okay, that's very interesting that you also um mentioned that there are like that it's like dying out kind of. Um
I don't necessarily agree with this person who said it, but
okay.
it's interesting that there are people who believe
Exactly.
this thing. So we were discussing it, in fact, and I was telling them, but there are all these different avenues that are popping out. Doesn't mean that it's dying out completely.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think yeah, that's really yeah, interesting. Depending on where you're like in which bubble you are, the perspectives are different. But yeah, very interesting to yeah, that you disagree and also said your point of view, like that it's
Exactly.
still like yeah, potential to grow. And exactly, I feel like it's still something which is that's why this podcast exists, that it's very niche and maybe people don't have the full knowledge or full don't see the full potential of it, you know.
Yeah.
Um, all right. I want to talk with you also about like strategy and teamwork and also growth. I mean, we have already talked about this a little bit, but like, what's been your personal recipe for scaling operations and building high performing teams? Like, other specific frameworks or philosophies you stick to?
Yes, at the end of the day, are the most important key, I believe, is clarity. Clarity why? Because you need clarity on goals and on the roles. Once you have those, it's easy also to scale up based on the roles and the goals that you are giving to these people. Once you have those, then you can create culture that supports this clarity, that supports the roles, that supports the goals, and makes everything more people more accountable for their roles without the need of micromanagement.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, then also what ties things up is communication. So having communication like meetings, clear communications, transparent communication, making sure that anything that you discuss is actually well received by everyone and people understand it. Because when you're scaling up, also there's always the issue that you're gonna be changing, and people are afraid of change all the time. So there's always resistance to change. As
Yeah.
long as you give good communication, clear communication with people, and explain why you're doing such things, then it will be easier to go to the next stage.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Would you say that you're also like open to like new ideas, and when people are in your team saying, okay, like I have this in my mind and this, or is it more like that you're really like following yeah, like the tools you already have in the company?
Oh yeah, I believe. Look, when you're in a leading position, especially, and in such roles, you need to be sort of a bit of a diplomatic leader, in the sense that if you're a small team and you're scaling up, you need to hear everyone's opinion in order to make them feel also more empowered,
Mm-hmm.
feel more safe, and bring their ideas and experience into the fold, because otherwise it's impossible to do it as a one-man job. Sometimes you need to just sit down and say, the other that person is right in what he's saying, so let me try and change, let me try their idea, let me try to do what they think is better,
Yeah.
especially if you believe that you've hit a wall.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. No, that makes absolutely sense. And okay, I also saw that you're the founder of the iGaming Professionals in Malta, which is a Facebook group with thousands of members. What inspired you to create that network, and how important would you say is community building in this industry?
So, first of all, with regards to the you mentioned the Facebook channel you're mentioning, is actually was created like in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
We have, I think, at one point we had over 7,000 followers. However, it wasn't very engaging, and in fact, Facebook wasn't the right platform for it, because we believe that it would be great to have somewhere where people who work in this industry, who are located in Malta, can actually converge, and be able to speak with each other, engage, have somewhere where they can actually feel like, can give their input. However, Facebook doesn't seem like the right platform. In fact, over the past few weeks, we're actually working on a new project with some friends of mine, and they have this new platform called Piazza.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a really good platform on which we are actually gonna try and resurface this kind of group, which we're gonna be calling it multi-gaming club. And then we're gonna
Okay.
try also to, allow people to find each other, get news, and even create events on a regular basis, so to connect the whole industry together. Why do I believe
Wow.
this is important? Because obviously, in this industry especially, um, networking is probably one of the most important aspects of our job, right? And that's why
Yeah.
there are so many conferences. You get to go there, meet people, grow your network. And I tell everyone that personal branding is really, really important, especially when you're trying to get on a B2B level, when you're trying to get to expand your network, because if when people come to buy from a company, they come to buy from a person they know usually, and they buy from you, not from the company, and they remember you, not the
Yeah.
company. So if
Yeah.
they remember you, Hannah, they will link it to the company you work with. So personal branding helps yourself, obviously, but also helps the company you work for in order to be able to achieve the results, to be able to sell your services, your solutions, your products. and so on and so forth.
All right, nice. Is it like, would you say the focus now is only on Malta on the new project, or would you say it's also something to connect also global or
Oh,
like,
eventually, yes, global. But I mean, what it lacks, because we're thinking that right now there aren't that many events going on unless there's a conference here in Malta. So
yeah,
we're thinking of having something, to connect especially people, local people who work in this industry, maybe people who actually don't get to travel abroad for conferences. So it's good to connect these people like this, and so it's good to help them increase their network.
yeah, yeah. All
You're
right.
obviously invited to the next event in that case.
Of course, I'm gonna join for sure because I feel like, yeah, in Malta it's always very easy and very hard to connect because on the one hand it's like what where I can see the difference to connecting in Germany. Of course, it's so much smaller, so of course you see people much more often. It's easier because I feel like here just the culture is really like they're so open and helpful and always like I feel like people are always, yeah, they always want to help you
Yeah,
and have so much insider, like if I ask you about, okay, where can I go for this and this and this, so like you have already the connection and stuff, so it's really helpful to build these networks and connections, and I really, yeah, I will definitely join and be
okay,
there.
you get invited for that.
Thank you. All right, the last point where what I want to talk with you about is also a bit like the future outlook, especially with AI and automation and changing regulations. Yeah, how do you see it? Like, what are you also at the moment working with, or like, what are your final thoughts for like the future?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is that people keep on saying, that AI is the future, right? However, I
Hmm.
believe it's actually it's already here. We're already
Yeah,
using, currently we're already using the tools, right? The real question is, are we using these tools, to replace humans or to assist us, to get better results, and to enhance, the results that we do as humans? And it should be more the latter. Why? Because at the end of the day, you still need that human touch, especially for certain aspects, especially for creativity. It's still the human who needs to put on, pass on the prompts, right? The
yeah,
creative ideas to the AI that will then, yes, create them very quickly and transform any ideas that you might have. With regards to regulations, I mean, it's moving fast, especially around responsible gaming. Operators and affiliates obviously are both influenced by these things, and they are very proactive. At least most of them are proactive in reacting to these regulations, which yes, move quite quickly. And in order for them, in fact, they need to react so quickly. It's because it's to help them, to win in the long term. Because otherwise, if they don't react, yes, they might still be winning in the short term, but in the long term, they might still end up on the losing end.
yeah.
Um, with regards to tech, yes, in general, I mean, companies and people need to embrace it. They don't have to be afraid of it because at the end of the day, it's something that will be helping out and will be assisting them. Just like we've seen with AI. AI, in fact,
Yeah.
I find it really important for us. And until 2 years ago, maybe I hardly used it, but nowadays, I can't go one day without actually
No.
using it for even for daily things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's needed. You
Yeah.
just need to embrace it and understand how to use it properly.
It's true. I agree. I agree. Yeah, I really appreciate that you said it's not like something which is the future. Like, of course, things are gonna change even more. Like I think for now it's still like we can't trust fully on ChatGPT, and it's not like
Yes.
there's still so many mistakes. But I think it's getting more and more in the future, and then it will be so much harder for us to difference. Okay, is my reality now my reality, or is it fake? So I think even like related to these things, it might be that we're gonna be more careful, but I think embracing is the right word. So we
Yeah.
learn how to use it, but still, yeah. I mean, I'm a bit um scared because I feel like when you see all these things, you can't see like differences, But I think
Well,
it's still
think
something.
about it. I mean, you're obviously too young to know it, but in the 70s, when computers were actually, the PC, personal computer were introduced, there were people who were afraid, they're gonna be taking the people's jobs and that,
Yeah,
um, uh, there are people who are afraid of them, basically.
yeah,
But nowadays, we can't imagine being without
it's
computers,
true.
and we know that if used properly, like just like everything else and like AI and all the new tech,
Yeah,
if used properly, these can be really helpful for us. It's all
yeah,
depends on how you are using them. So
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. All right, Glenn, thank you so much for your insights. I really enjoyed today's episode and I learned a lot about the iGaming industry in Malta. Do you have any final words to say?
all I want to say is that basically, as this industry has been doing really well in Malta, and anyone who actually wants to know more about this industry, feel free to contact me, and I'd be more than happy to share my knowledge and experience.
All right. Thank you so much and have a great rest of the day.
You too, Hannah, and thanks a lot for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you. See you. Bye.